You guys need to use your imagination. Now, when I say use your imagination, think about what you were like when you were a child and you could easily imagine stuff. Be as little children is what the Bible tells you. And what that parable is trying to say is that you've got to go back to that time when your brain wasn't all fucked up by what you believe to be true, and you can believe anything to be true. Little children believe anything to be true because they've got nothing stopping them and they don't have a subconscious mind that's messing up based on what's happened to them, what they want to believe. So they can believe they're Elsa in a blue dress. They can believe they're a pirate just because they're holding a stick and they think it's a sword. They can climb up a tree and think it's a castle. They can do all of those things because they don't have this subconscious mind telling them this isn't a castle, it's a tree. This is just a stick. You aren't Elsa in the snow. You guys have a whole lot of, you're not Elsa in the snow, this is just a stick, and this is just a tree thinking going on every time you try and imagine differently. The key to this is being as little children. So if you are in, like this person suggested, an old job, but the 3D is currently showing you nothing about the new job, you should sit at the desk at the old job and imagine you're in the new one. Now, I know that sounds woo-woo and crazy to be sitting at a desk in a place you hate and imagining you're sitting in a place you love. But that's what little children do, and that's how vivid their own imaginations are, that they can be in a tree that is truly a castle in their mind, and no one can tell them it's not a castle. I literally, as an example, will tell you right now today, I was getting lunch. I walked into the cafe, ordered the lunch. There was this little girl with a toy and her sister somewhere behind her, and I kind of walked through them. I had to walk past this little girl to make my order. I went back to the chemist. I went to the chemist, came back, and as I came back, the little sister had gone, but this little girl was talking to someone. She was holding this toy, and she was like very engrossed in a conversation in the middle of the cafe in front of the counter. Blah, 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 do. She was having a whole conversation like this, and I looked and thought she was talking to the sister. She was talking to no one. She was talking to her own little imaginary friend. And this girl was in a whole full-on conversation with her. She was pointing a finger. She was telling her off. She was having a whole thing. To midair, to space, to no one standing there. And this little girl, I walked right through her conversation without realising, and she went like this around me so she could keep talking to the little girl she was talking to, or the little boy she was talking to, or the witch, or whoever she was talking to. In her complete and utter imagination, that person was standing there. And I disturbed her conversation. It was that real. I used to have an imaginary friend like that. When I was a child, we flew all the way to America, and my imaginary friend called Tavin had to have a seat on the plane and had certain dietary requirements. My parents had to go along with this because I was so serious about it.